Hello, everybody.
What's going on? Are we live?
We
We
are
are live.
live, live as can be.
Yeah. How is everybody?
Pretty good. I'm enjoying my first day of the holiday, like a little week that I'm off right now. And I brought my friend.
Root beer,
No, not root beer. It's rum coke. So cheers.
rum, coke. Oh yeah, it's
Mm.
like what's it like 10 o'clock at night wherever you live?
No, then I would be in bed. It's 5 in the PM. So
Ah, all
I'm
right, so
going to try
that's
and spin the wheel with a little test. I
that
just want to.
works.
there. You
Lenny.
got noise
Yes,
You got
everything
noise.
works.
and a
Okay,
spin.
cool.
Yes.
This doesn't count. This doesn't count. This doesn't count.
Yeah.
We've been having
You
some
don't
technical
win.
problems, so I'm sorry if that was yours. I'm sorry.
You
Team
don't
technical
win.
problem.
Cool. So how are you guys?
Good. How you doing, Apex?
Is he there? Apex?
Maybe he left. I thought he was here a second
Could
ago.
be. He
Tough
did
crowd.
he did PM us that he was having some trouble. He was actually gonna skip this farm frenzy, but
Yeah,
apparently,
I wasn't expecting him actually.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, very good. Cool. So we need to get some addresses out, don't we, for the
Oh yeah,
big June.
I'll send those now. We got it.
So maybe I just want to ask you as well, Harley. We're all up to date with Infinity drops now, right? Everybody that's claimed is settled.
No, we did it. We did our last drop. It covered up to somewhere on the 1st. So the next one will be this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing one every weekend with whoever comes forward on the sheet.
Okay, very good.
But there's
Very good.
not been too many extras. I think I haven't seen that many
Yeah,
tickets.
the first week after had a lot,
Mm,
and the second one was significantly less.
yeah,
I think it was about 1/4 the size, and this one's looking even smaller than that one. So people are slowly. There's not that much more to claim.
cool.
Let's see. All right, I have put the addresses in announcements for all of you wanting to know if you are on the wheel. You guys
Let's
have Wheel of
check.
Fortune in Europe? You guys have Wheel of Fortune over there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
Fortune. Woo!
I'm sure it's a British program, right?
It's a British program?
I'm sure it's a British program.
It's
I'm sure it's a
yeah,
lot of
very
programs.
well be.
I know, like a lot of programs do start off in. Like, I know this is going to sound like a very Brit talking about Brits, but like The Office and there's many different programs actually start off in the UK, don't they?
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I think, started over there.
Another one, yeah.
Um,
American Idol. That was a pop idol. That was originally that was a British.
yeah, in 2014, I decided.
Another one.
I found out in 2014 that all of America's great actors are from England, and it was pretty disappointing.
I'm really
You're
disappointed.
why are you talking like that? You're supposed to be my boy, and then you find out. I'm
We're
like,
quite we're quite entrepreneurial people, If you see people like Ricky Gervais, Simon Cowell, they've both done very, very well.
Oh yeah.
You know, considering the size of our entertainment industry versus the US, they do.
yeah, I didn't know it existed. Apparently, you guys are very artsy people.
Yeah, very witty.
Witty. I love that
And
word.
humble.
Yeah,
And humble.
witty. If you want some dry humor.
Oh yeah.
Very good, very good. So Infinity, we're doing it on a weekly basis, so you can never be too late.
Yeah. The claims are forever, y'all. So if you're watching this and you haven't done it, you can now, or you can wait if for some reason you like. Maybe someone shows up in like a year, after we've been burning NDB and they're just sitting on a pot. It could happen.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely could.
Let me
Yeah.
see. All right.
Definitely. I think we need to think about that. Actually, we need to maybe put a little bit aside because obviously MDB is worth like $2, and someone turns up and says, "Hey, I had $500,000," and you're like, we got a problem.
Yeah. Shane, I'm looking at the YouTube comments. Yes, Shane, I do live in $1 million mansion.
Absolutely. I love a few questions. Some big questions. How's everyone feeling about the roadmap update next week?
I mean, I'm amped for that.
Damn, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some of this stuff off my chest, to be honest.
Get us that NDA.
Yes, you have that. So we have our internal briefing tomorrow for anybody else. But yeah, it'd be nice. I feel like I'm keeping lots of secrets at the moment. I feel like I'm having like 4 affairs, and it'd be nice to get it out in the open, off my chest, and we can move forward in this relationship.
Hey, Danny, real quick, Apex is saying, can you guys let me in the chat?
Oh, so maybe he left and came back, because I did add him to the stream, I thought.
Yeah, I did see him briefly before we started.
Yeah. Apex, how are you, buddy?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
There he is. Hey, Andrew.
Excellent. So sorry, but million and one things, family crisis. Had to get Caleb. I'm back in the room, but don't have the technology that I would like to have. So apologies that I don't have full frontal. You guys okay?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, for anybody watching, Apex is actually on an African safari hunting elephants with his family. Celebrate Apex trades.
That would be lovely.
So we've put out the addresses, so people know what to do. So DM if you want your name on the wheel, you're gonna need to drop the message.
I have a comment from Mars notifying us that the addresses in Discord do not match the addresses on the wheel.
Hold on, yeah, I'm looking at it.
And I do indeed not see the OX2202277 in Discord.
Oh dear.
1 second.
Oh dear. Scandal.
Uh-oh.
Steward's inquiry.
Oh, it's because the formula is changing. The formula changes it when you change things. Yeah.
So have we got the right? Which one's the right addresses?
The original ones you used.
Okay.
So
so the ones that you've pasted into the thing are wrong.
Yeah. So the original ones you used are original because the function is truly random.
I'm going to delete it then.
Yeah. And do you know what? I think the same thing that's happened to you happened to me the first week we did it. And now, to be honest, it meant that the 8 people that were on there weren't actually the 8 people that were selected, but the odds were still exactly the same. So it is what it is. And so I think the same thing's happened. So we've already done 1 spin of the wheel, which doesn't count, and then we've had and Mast is fuming now. Well done for pointing that out, Mast.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, if anybody noticed himself on that announcement, it was the function, but if you DM me, I will send you $5 just to make it up for you. All right.
I think everybody. This is DeFi, right? You make people money, Harley, right? And it's forgotten. If you're going to tease somebody and then take it away, you need to give all 8 people $250 each. It's the right thing to do. You basically lost them $250 now. You realize?
Yeah,
that's true. I am the reason they'll starve this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a friend request from somebody. I wonder what that's about.
Alice had $5. Alice had a really good committee meeting. Just a reminder, we're probably going to move the committee meetings to once every 3 months because we just get so few applications for it, and it becomes tedious, right? So, reminder, if you want to, it's 60 minutes once a month to listen, give feedback, have some input on the protocol. You have to be a Millionaires Club member. So If people, like many things like this, right, like us doing the weekly thing, if people don't zap in, then we'll just stop doing it, right? And the same for the committee meeting. So everyone said it's a great idea, love to be involved. If we don't get the applications, we're gonna have to push it out to once every 3 months, which if that's all we need to do, that's fine as well. That's not an issue. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to do that, and people say, oh, I really wanted to be on it. So just a friendly reminder, if you want to have a voice in that forum and you want it to continue on a monthly basis, then get your applications in for next month. Next month there'll be really meaty. We've got so much going on. We've got on our list of events this year now, we've got Zurich, London, Barcelona, Austin, Texas, Istanbul is on there now, Paris, Hamburg.
Wow.
There's we've got a lot of stuff going on in the next 6 months, and it's going to be a really, really interesting time. And so I think the next committee meeting, if we do it in a month, assuming we have the applications, I think it's going to be really interesting, because there's going to be a lot that happens between now and then. We were looking to give a bit of alpha on sort of the roadmap update. We were going to do roadmap update next week, and then we were going to do the big sort of launch of the big thing that we're doing in 23 at the end of February. But actually, for marketing reasons, we really need to start. We need to do that earlier, in fact. So I think most likely before the end of January, there's the juice is going to be out. We're very nervous around getting the juice out, because somebody else will try and do the same thing or copy it or whatever, which is fine. It is what it is. But we so what we're doing will should be out before the next committee as well.
Cool. And just a question: is there a maximum of committee members, or?
I think we go for 4. I think that's what we're looking for. 4
Okay.
4 people. So then there's 5. Otherwise, you have 8 people at 60 minutes. Nobody really gets to say.
Yeah,
so.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Any big questions from people in the community this week? Fresh back. Everyone's feeling super motivated.
When can I do my bit?
Are you waiting to go, Apex?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just excited.
Yeah, no, very good. Are you, Apex, how's the Dry Jan going? Because the first weekend of Dry Jan is always the big test, isn't it?
Well, for me, I think this weekend's going to be the test, because obviously normal day-to-day back at work, keeping busy normally kind of detracts from anything. But when you come to the weekend, to be honest though, mate, genuinely on a side note, I am, when you're just being a bit run down, I mean, you probably sound in my voice, I sound nasally, a little bit kind of under the weather. I haven't been able to shake off this cold or whatever it's been for the last however long. So that's probably going to be a bit of a deterrent anyway this weekend. So I'll probably hobble through this weekend, just stick and dry, which I'll be quite happy with. I think next week will probably really kick in for me. But usually it'll be the weekends where I'd be struggling. How about yourself, mate? Is yours still going well?
Yeah, good actually. Yeah, I feel good. I think because it's been such a strange year, 2022, like normally I find a bit of structure at periods throughout the year, and I'll have a moment where maybe I decide I'm going to get fit or whatever. And I hadn't, it's just, it was a weird year because of crypto and, MDB and stuff. So for me, actually, I think it's the first time I've gone a week without having a beer, maybe probably since last January, I'd say. And
it feels,
whereas normally I am the sort of person that I drink every day or don't drink at all, and but I would normally say, I'm going to run this marathon, and then not drink or take a few weeks off and stuff like that. So that's normally my pattern. But yeah, so it feels good. And I need to lose some weight. I'm so fat.
I'm the same. That's exactly my thing as well. And me and the missus were both trying to eat a bit healthier. And kind of lastly on the drinking piece, one thing I have noticed is getting up in the morning feels easier when you don't drink. And I know it's only been a few days, but I'm a bit like you. If I have a drink, I'll have a couple of a night, or if I'm doing a chili con carne, I'll have a glass of a beer, or if I'm doing a spaghetti bolognese, it'll be a glass of red wine as I'm doing the spaghetti bolognese. Yeah. So I'll normally have at least a couple, you know what I mean? So just not having a beer since the new year I feel quite good, specifically in the morning. So I'm going to continue and see how far I get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Apex.
and then once you've had a day of the kids and stuff, by the end of the day, it's you
sorry.
remember. It's funny when you haven't had a drink for a week. You're like, I can see really clearly all the reasons I drink. It's not like you're like, oh, I don't know why I ever
That's
drunk
so
alcohol.
true, yeah.
I'm sat there going,
I realise why I need a beer.
yeah. Can you blame me for drinking?
No, no, at all.
Drinking actually, what's called it inhibits your ability to deal with stress. So the more you use it, like you get stressed out,
Yeah.
like it becomes harder. Because I'm like you guys, I drink basically every day, not getting sloshed, but having a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
I stopped 2 weeks ago, and I've already lost 7 pounds.
Wow.
Still
Nice.
amazing waking up. So what Apex is saying, it's but same thing. It's like a stressful day. I'm like, I deserve one. Like I earned this today, but you can't break down, man. I seen this the New Year, New Me, the Babylon Bee put out. It says local man takes 15th annual before photo on getting fit. You guys don't get it?
I'm not sure if we can see it. Oh yeah.
No, you can't.
Not really. Just for a second there.
I'll share it in general.
Yeah.
So, Apex, do you want to give us your trading update for the week?
Sure. So we took a trade on Atom. It's an altcoin. That turned quite a profitable one. It was at $1,100, which was nice. Kind of put us in a net position of around 12% in total since we started this kind of sponsorship. So net position of about $1,100 since our last update. We're currently in another trade right now on BTC as a short entry, which again is a bit more of a longer term trade. Currently in for around 10% allocation currently. So looking quite good on this second trade as well. So kind of a net position, at least from our trade, is $1,100 for the Frenzy Farm teams.
Nice. So that's going to be pumped into the MDB BNB auto farm. So after this course, there'll be $1,100 are going to be pumped into
Sweet.
Into that farm. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. I think if there's considering the amount that's in the farm, that's a nice little bump. Definitely.
Significant, yeah.
Definitely. And obviously, the farm's getting hit with rewards. Rewards haven't been that high since New Year. And I saw a couple of people commented and they said, oh, anyone else's rewards down? So you'll really find that when the chart goes up very quickly, and there's very few sales, you'll see that you get less rewards actually. So just think, if my price is up 30%, which I think it was almost up 30% at one point across a few days.
Yeah, true.
Then you'll probably get less rewards, but you are up 30%. And then if that pulls back, that's because there's been some selling, and you do get more rewards on the sell side. So yes, that's basically why, right? So if the price just seems to just go in one direction, I don't know if people remember when Xenia first launched, there was just nobody selling, and that's where the jokes around we need to FUD MDB came from, because the price was booming, but nobody was getting rewards because there was hardly any sales happening.
I think the important thing we've got to always keep our feet on the ground with these things is compounds, right? So the original sponsorship or the investment for the farms will eventually, over time, start to kind of get a bit more compounded as we start to grow the size of the pot as well. So, in 6 months' time, as an example, it could be something really special that goes into the farms as we keep on compounding.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Well, yeah.
Well, no, it's not actually strictly the case, actually, as I'm thinking about it, because the net benefit goes back to the farms, therefore removing that compounded effect. Ignore that, guys. That was my bad maths.
Bad maths. Good week though, $1,100, and there's only you started the week at like 21k in there, so it's 5% for the week. It's not bad.
Well, what it leads into sorry to interrupt you, but what it leads into is obviously the MDB AI element, which is really powerful. And, for relatively low capital, relatively speaking, let's just say, you can clearly, and relatively low risk. I think that's the most important thing you need to keep in mind. The risk parameters in the way we trade is favorable for this kind of easy return. And when the MDB AI launches and as one of the pots that comes through the academy, gets sponsored, then it'll be it could be something quite nice as an individual, being able to use the methods and then obviously on a week by week, month by month basis, start to see some of these profits come to fruition. So as I say, the risk parameters is the one that's really is the one that I quite think is the one that people will like in the way we trade. So yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very good. So I'm just checking whether we've got any more names going on before maybe we do the first couple of spins.
We had a false positive.
We did have a false positive.
Yeah.
It's a good try.
Yeah.
But
there's, at least in general chat, there's been no more people coming forward.
And nobody's DM'd me. So if you see your wallet on there and you'd like your name, because it is cool when you can see the winner rather than the wallet, but no pressure, because at the same time, people have a right to relative privacy. So we're going to spin in literally like 20-30 seconds.
I hope Calimero wins, because I don't recognize any of the names.
I don't recognize any of the names. I like that. The nice thing about sorry,
go on, please.
I was going to say Calimero. He's pretty new to the protocol, so it would be nice if he wins.
I think Calimero was on it. I think he was on it last week. I'm not sure he won, but I think he's. We're saying he.
I think he was here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So hang on a second. This is the problem. Because sometimes people, again, people DM me, it goes into like almost like a spam list, if you like, and so I'm just checking if there's anyone in there. Nope. Okay, so we're going to Calimero. Everyone's rooting for you because you're the only name that we can see on there. I'm quite surprised after his winnings last week that we don't see Buff Tony doubling down. But he's maybe doing the smart thing, take your money and run.
Or maybe he's still in bed and he's not even aware that we're doing this.
Yeah, we had someone on YouTube come forward. They said, "How do I get my name on there instead of my address?" But I guess they haven't come over to general chat yet.
No, Buff Tony is actually typing right now. He is here. Yeah.
Maybe he's just not on the wheel.
Yeah.
So the person in YouTube who's asking, "Can you get your name on the wheel?" If you just post your wallet address, then we'll swap them out.
Tony says, "I'm poor now."
So just a lot of people are asking, how can I enter? And we get this every week, right? And I think this is really fun, by the way. And it's kind of like a net even for the protocol, but it drives a bit of engagement. It gets us together. I think I personally really enjoy it. But every week we get people say, how do I enter? Because I think it's here and now. People get this FOMO. You can enter now, but you won't get on this week's wheel. So from the second that we kind of close off the Zaps and Harley makes his list, then going forward, you can enter from that point. So if you zap at least $100 into either of the two auto farms, then you'll already be added to the list for next week. So the odds are pretty good. I think, what were the entries this week, Harley? Was it like 23 or
27? So you had a little like 1 in 3.5 chance of being on the wheel. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty great for not paying anything on top of your investment.
Yeah.
I missed it. I didn't wake up in time this morning because it closes 8 a.m. for me. So I just didn't get up in time because I was going to be like, oh, man, because I remember I did the math yesterday. I remember I put it in the chat. I was like, we only have like 13 entries or something. I was like, I should put like $1,000 in here, like 100 at a time. I was like, there's no way I don't win some money. But I slept in.
Can I ask one more thing, just
Yes.
to keep people's minds at ease? How are these winners, the ones that we see on the wheel here? How are they selected?
So on the spreadsheet, it has the column with all the addresses and all the other information that's pulled from BSC scan and filtered down. And then I have a randomization function, which is like a hairpin trigger. As you can see, that's how we ended up with 2 different lists of addresses, because Danny used one, and then when I ran the function, it gave me a new list of addresses. So the function pulls 8 from the given column that is chosen.
So it's completely random, right?
Yeah, it's very random.
All right. Cool.
Okay, we got a couple of people on there now. As our friend on YouTube, they that was saying how can they get their name on the wheel. One of the wallets is there. Have they posted their wallet address? So that's Squires Outside. If you're listening, it sounds like
Somebody said they DM'd you, Danny.
Yeah, I've got Gene.
Right.
Gene wins everything. Gene wins everything. Gene's gonna win.
I'm gonna bet against you. He's not
Yeah?
gonna win. Yeah.
Very
I'm not a betting man, but I'll take you on that
peer-to-peer
one.
trading. Am I allowed to add my name? So Funny Toro, if your wallet's there, my friend, just messages. Come on, I'd really want to spin it with people's names, but I also don't want to sit here all day with everybody waiting. Okay, Squires is no Flanders, so I was misled. Harley will send you $250.
Harley
to
will
cover your
250 pennies.
You get 2.5 times your entry back. And that's, am I allowed to buy the wheel?
Oh.
The wheel's free. You can get your own wheel. Peasant would be. He would be. I think he's come from like 600 years ago. He'd be like a British lord, wouldn't he? Just with his land, and I don't think he would be the peasant. He would be the landowner.
True, definitely, 100%.
Does it? MDB 90 isn't a farm. So a farm is pairing liquidity with the token. MDB 90 is a staking pool.
Okay, let me double check because I do have nope, never mind. People are just putting their address in general chat. Nope, I'm just gonna reply nope.
What, thinking that if I just put my address in now, I'll be included?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
It's like those tweets, isn't it, on Twitter? People say, like, I'm going to give away however much. Do they ever really give that away? Surely they're just farming engagement, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Right, should we spin a wheel then?
Let's do it.
Spin it.
Good luck, everybody.
3 of 8. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I liked it last week. There was a lot of names on there. So we've got 3 of 8. Maybe we need to set up a Google form so that maybe when people enter, they could maybe
good idea.
They could just put their name in when they enter, and then it's there if they get picked.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do it. El
Spin it.
Matter or not.
Spin.
Come on.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
My guy, Calimero.
Nice.
Brilliant. Sounds like a World Cup winner.
Congratulations.
Doesn't it? Calimero. The great Calimero playing at the Maracana.
Guess that chap's 34.
Just to be completely frank with you guys, Calimero is actually a cartoon character from my youth.
Oh.
And I will on Discord find a picture of him.
Very good. So we're gonna do a second spin, and then we'll take some sort of AMA type questions for anyone that's come along today. Remember as well to subscribe, like, comment, spam the YouTube.
Like it up. We got 25 watching and we got 12 likes.
Yeah, that's way disappointing. Yeah,
it's not good. Not good. So we're gonna have to stop giving out prizes and pay bots like every other protocol does. Then start engaging.
There he is. Rudy put him in the chat. Calimero. That's Calimero.
Very good. So, have we got anyone else that's come forward just before we do the second spin?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Should we do it then?
Yes, let's do it.
One. So everyone's backing the names, aren't they? I want Gene and Calamero. Anyone who's just a number, I'm sorry, I'm not rooting for you.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
Oh. That's the one that's on there twice, right?
Is it on there twice?
Calamero.
Yeah, I'd say.
Ignore me.
Well, congrats, 43D. That is a little less fulfilling.
43D. Yeah.
Very anticlimactic.
If this is your wallet address, then please open a ticket. And
I was rooting for Gene.
So I think I need to give you the winners as well, don't I, Syrian?
If you could.
Yeah, I can't remember Calamero. Well, you gave me the address for Calamero, so you know Calamero, right?
Yeah, I got him. Yeah.
And Gene?
Okay. People on YouTube chat are claiming the address. Mars and Good Crypto. I don't know if they're kidding.
Yeah,
how many people?
Sorry.
Who's claiming it?
Marst, and then he said that's mine, and then Good Crypto Win said I can't be because it's mine. I think he meant it can't be because it's mine. Kidding. All right, Good Crypto Win is kidding.
Yeah, Marst.
Tony says it's his.
That was Marst being
it's a community address. It's a share. Every person has one word of the seed phrase.
Yeah. let's bring up a controversial topic now, and then open up for questions and discussion before we do the next two winners.
Sounds
so
good.
The controversial topic is original staking pool or MDB 90 staking pool.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm in both, but damn, do I love the 90 days one.
I think the 90 days is very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's what about the psychology though, guys? Because I've thought about it a lot, and you've got, for me, I'm quite emotional about people coming together and making something happen. So that emotional side of me goes on a train of thought, which sees everybody doing it together and everybody working together and creating this amazing outcome. But the problem is that requires a lot of trust between a lot of people that don't know each other and don't really, to a certain degree, they certainly care less about each other's wealth than they do their own. So I think there's I understand why people would look and say, I'm going to stay back. But I just wonder, is there a way without punishing anybody? I don't want to be in a position where we start calling people like bad actors if they don't go in the pool that we want and stuff like that. But is there a way? Because if we stand back and we look at it practically, if everybody goes into MDB 90 with everything they've got, then pretty extreme things happen, right?
Yeah.
So, but the question is, would you do it if everyone does that? What's the solution? It's the chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I am in both pools with almost equal shares, and I'm just gonna do it like that. It's gonna stay like that for me, because on the one side, it's nice to see the 90 days, like I'm gonna say compounding, but increasing in volume. But the other side is, I still value the possibility to sell some MDB when the price X's times I don't know how much. So I want to, on the one side, make bank on the 90 days, but on the other side, if something extreme happens with the price, I'll be able to jump on that too.
But to challenge that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this, by the way, this is just playing devil's advocate. I
Yeah.
completely respect and understand your view, actually. But just challenging it. If everybody went into MDB 90, your ROI on what's in there would provide especially with the impact of the price and the squeeze, would provide, or not financial advice, could provide, allegedly, in itself, a very high passive income.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's maybe the halfway house is the but it's very difficult. How do you go not halfway house and then lots of other people are halfway? And that's the conundrum, right?
It is, yeah. If somebody told me like we're all gonna do this and I could see everybody going in 100%,
Then
sure,
you'd do it.
yeah, then I would.
I wonder if that's the answer. There might not be an answer. This might be the problem that nobody can solve, right? Because we're talking about a utopia that maybe doesn't exist. But is there a way that we can be? Because you have to be motivated, right? I think we have to be motivated and we have to trust. There's kind of like two things.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you can add the motivation is there actually? I think if you could say, look, I guarantee everybody, if you put it in, everybody will also, then I think you would get an extreme sort of level of sign up.
It's almost like that FOMO thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
If 80% of them move to the 90, it's like, well, I better move over there quick, because the more people that go into that pool, the more beneficial it's going to be for the lockup. So it's a catch-22, but it's almost like a saturation point. I think when the balance or the scale start to tip one way, it'll be. Sorry, my little thoughts. That will be the case. So yeah, I'm in favour of the 90-day. I think it's a really innovative concept and idea.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting when people start unlocking as well, because that's the teeter side of it, right? Because your TVL goes up, and if that is accelerating higher than volume on it, obviously it drives the rewards down. But when you start getting the teeter side, people who are like, oh, this pool is dead or whatever, the APY gets low enough, they're cashing out, and then that's accelerating because it's lowering TVL and pounding in a bunch, right? So that's the payoff between the two. You get like a game theory going in of like, well, I don't want to go all the way in because nobody's going to go all the way in. Right? Yeah. But then on the way out, like, I don't want to be the first one out, but I know people are going to start going out. So it is fun to play with.
The other thing I like to think about on this as well is for those who've been around from very early on in MDB, as a community,
your line's very crackly, by the way.
Is that?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if it's the same for other people.
Is that any better now?
Yeah,
much better. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm saying for for maybe not so much the newcomers, but for at least the people who've been in and around MDB from the very onset, we'll be staunch, and I always like to look at things as a double-edged sword. So how does it benefit me as an end user? Or a consumer, and how does it benefit the protocol? Well, obviously, from a protocol perspective, locking up supply just means that the protocol has this it's not all getting sold and losing value, whereas when it's locked up, it's scarcer. It helps the LP, all that kind of good stuff is what you want. So for me personally, I like the idea that number one, it helps the consumer, because obviously lock supply, squeeze, all that kind of good stuff, but it also helps the protocol, because going over this kind of rough patch, let's just say, where economies in the shit, that kind of stuff, it's almost like a help in hands as well for that. So I think it's a really, really good, solid. That's my favorite. Really good idea, both sides of the coin, and that's always what we're looking for. How does it help? How does it help the consumer? How does it help the protocol? And that's why I think it's a really, really good idea from both sides. Like,
I couldn't agree more, man.
Yeah, it's about 60, almost like 65% of supply is locked between those two pools.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
I think you get that to 80. It's 80. I think is probably very difficult. I honestly, I believe, and I understand why it's not happening and why it's very difficult to make it happen. But genuinely, the MDB 90 pool, if it was something that people everybody went in, but I understand. I'm with you, Syrian. I understand exactly why. because if you're all in and a load of other people are half and half, then you could end up maybe caught out a little bit, and that's the risk, right?
Yeah.
Herd mentality.
Yeah.
But who knows if we're approaching the 300 million and I'm feeling particularly goofy, I might go in for a bit more. Who knows?
Pareto, 80-20.
Yeah.
We've only got 70 million to go now, I think.
Yeah, it's gone pretty fast.
Yeah, my attitude with the MDB 90 is basically the same as with just normal MDB, right? You're just wait. I remember when I started here, I was like 170, holder number 170, and I've just worked my way up like slowly into like a top holder. And I'm gonna do the same thing with MDB 90. I'll sit there, I'll wait it out, and as I just earn more and more of the pool share,
Yeah.
people are leaving, APY is coming to me. It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, it's a clever strategy. Very difficult to disconnect from price, isn't it? Though, you look. We had a run up, and we were close. We almost had our 5th green day in a row, and that would have been the first time we had 5 green days. It's very difficult to have 5 green days in anything, right? Especially in the bear market, because of the natural ebb and flow of profit taking after a big pump. But we would have had our first 5 green days in a row since we hit all-time high, and that run up to all-time high was 5 green days, and we had a run up also, but that was a long time ago. From July, around about July, we had sort of a 6-day run, but then it just pulled back slightly. So but it's very difficult, isn't it? Because you saw, the buys are just coming in. Our volume, comparatively speaking, I was looking around at other projects of similar market caps had 10% of our volume. Projects with 20 times our market cap only had 2 times our volume. Our volume is amazing because it's green, and then it goes red for a day or two, and it just goes quiet all of a sudden again. And it's just human psychology. It's fascinating.
I have a question, actually, and it's probably one for the community, really. Given the compound effect, sorry guys, I've got a frog in my throat. But given the compound effect of things like, for this the farm frenzy and the trading side of things, do we think it might be more beneficial to maybe, rather than do the input once a week, maybe do it once a month? I don't know, and I don't mind either way. I'm just thinking doing it monthly rather than weekly would mean any proceeds would effectively be compounded, meaning more buying power or more purchasing power for trading. Of course, that can always go the opposite way, of course, but I don't know. Maybe just a question for everyone in terms of would you rather have the farms weekly in terms of the MDBAI pot, or would we do it monthly with a chance that it could be compounded and worth a bit more?
I've got quite a strong view on that, and I'll be interested to hear other people's views as well. Shall I share?
Yeah,
I'll be interested in both team and community. But if I'm honest, I think when people look forward with a plan, and I'm generalizing, right, about DeFi investors, but this is just my generally speaking, and this is why the MDB 90 pool, that's personally why I really like it, because looking forward, people will choose the month because it's bigger, it's more sensible, it's greater returns, and then they lose interest on the journey. They get distracted, and I think even doing it weekly, I think here now, I would guarantee there's people saying, "How do I enter?" that won't be entered by next Friday because it's here right now in front of people. That's just my view, and I think when you think, because actually, why wouldn't we? Like, it'd be great to say, let's do no buybacks for 6 months. Wait a load of sales out and then do a huge buyback, right? We could pump in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in one go, and on paper it makes sense, but in reality, people just lose their minds. It would 6 months in DeFi. That's I don't know. Maybe I'm too cynical.
No, it is a good point. You forget the kind of cultural aspect of it, don't you? Which needs involvement, and I think the weekly certainly at least gives some sort of a springboard for that. Monthly might get a bit too. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a very fair
Even
point.
us, right? We're all completely committed to the future of the project. But when we were pumping for 4 days, did it feel good? Absolutely.
Hell yeah. It felt great.
It was good. Yeah, was I checking the chart like every 20 minutes? So it felt good. It felt really good, and it makes you. And then when it goes down a bit, it makes you feel more negative. And
yeah, well, I think like as being on the team though, like when it goes down, you're like, all right, like this is when we put our heads down, we really work. Like this. When it's up, you're like celebrating a little bit. Like the work doesn't stop, but a little bit. You're like getting really happy, and your own bags are going nuts too, right?
Yeah.
You refresh that Xenia. You're like, oh, all right, ticked up a little bit. Ticked up. Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely makes you feel good. Which is, and I suppose I'm making that point because I think, everybody uses like this financial lens, but in truth, like there's other things that I think we're really investing for as well. Yeah. So should we spin the next 2 winners?
Yep, and I actually already paid Calamero while we were here, so yeah.
Not bad. Look at that.
Multitasking. Who says man can't multitask, huh?
Quick turnaround. Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to spin the wheel. We've still only got Calamero and VP Gene as names on there. So here we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could have saved.
They're gonna pay him again.
Could have saved some transfer fees there.
I'm sorry, guys. We need to put that into an announcement. That's 2 weeks in a row. People have gone. Someone's gone for multiple entries. They've got on the wheel multiple times, and they've won multiple prizes. So that's another $500.
Nice.
Congratulations, Calimero. Fantastic.
He's done good.
The funny thing was, he actually had a premonition about this, I think, because when he claimed the ticket, he said, "I'm ready for my $500," and I told him, "Nah, it's only $250." And there we go. Yeah. So Calamari, you know what to do.
Yeah. Now remember the 5th of November. Remember that next week's entries have already started. So if you want to be like Calamero, if you want to be like Buff Tony, who I've heard since he won $500 only walks around in the buff because he's so happy. If you want to be that happy, to be fair, if I look like him, I would probably spend most of my life naked because he's in great shape. Yeah, you can enter now. Like, don't sit back. Don't be sat there next week saying, "Is it too late?" and getting your FOMO. Be like Calamero.
Yeah, last minute or first minute has no advantage whatsoever. It's all just one thing of transactions for the week, randomized. So it doesn't matter when you enter. But doing it now rather than a week from now, make sure you don't forget. Don't be like me.
Yeah. Do you know what? After this, as soon as this ends, we'll do the last spin. From one of my own personal wallets, I'm gonna zap in a load this week. I want a piece of this. I've got FOMO in my own giveaway.
All right, nice. I love that.
You should do a team versus community.
Really. Let's do it. I'll zap too. Let's do team next week. We could be half the pot. We're just sitting here spinning a wheel, just earning money in front of everyone.
Double prizes for team members.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in.
You imagine you pick the winners and you're on there 5 out of 8 times.
Yeah.
We're just watching the chart just dribble down, but we're making 250. All right.
Yeah. Woo.
Good. All right. Should we do the last one then?
Yes.
Who wants? See, I felt like this with Buff Tony. I love Buff Tony. I love the guy to bits. But I'll be honest, I was so happy for you when you won 2, but then I sort of didn't want you to win 3 because I felt like, well, I kind of want someone else to win as well. So I feel 2's like my limit of being happy for someone.
All right. Let's see. What are you asking? If he wins again, do we?
Of course, no.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
what it is. I'm just saying, like emotionally, like are you guys? Who's rooting for Calamero and who's rooting for Gene? Actually, I'm going to root for Gene. I'm rooting for Gene.
Well, I can't because I told you I would bet against you. So I'm rooting for 0x4826.
Oh, you
Uh,
always root for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I know. It's
I
my
think
it's
I
my
like
third
Gene as
wallet.
well. I want Gene this time.
I
Yeah,
won't
you want
be
Gene.
I won't be disappointed if Gene
All right,
wins.
let's do the last spin. Last spin. Remember, you can enter now for next week. Be
Yeah.
like Calamero. Here we go. Oh, so close.
So close. Yeah. Cool.
So close. There we go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's big. That's really big. That was exciting. I always enjoy it. I sometimes think because some other project leaders like say, "Well, I shouldn't go in the community," and I'm just I'm like, no matter what I've ever done in my career, whether my first management role or running a business unit, a larger organization, I'm always somebody who just loves being like in the action. So yeah, no, this is for me, like doing this is one of the things that I enjoy the most, actually. What about you guys?
No, yeah, I love this stuff. When I leading my teams at my my real work, I try to do is hands-on, like going to their remote teams. I try to go meet up with them, have big meetups. The whole management structure I done to my team was about team stuff. I love it.
I hope when you're with your mistress, you don't refer to your wife as your real girlfriend.
But
well, we actually have opened a community pot where there is no ROI, but all donations do go to hiring me full time. So that'll be up on Xenia shortly.
Yeah. Well, after after you just blueballed 8 people.
Just to come back to your question, Danny, I think giving back in a way like this, it's one of the best feelings there is, to be honest. I mean, you see so many people supporting us, the protocol, and then if we can give back in a way like this, it's just amazing. I love it to bits.
Yeah, no, brilliant, no, fantastic. So, Apex, hope you feel better soon, buddy.
Cheers, matey. No problem. Just wanted to hopefully get through this weekend and then back to square one. But just lastly from me, I think what's great about MDB it's a very humanistic protocol project. All the people come from a very human, civilized place, and there's I think that's always been prevalent in everything we've done as a team and a community. And it's oftentimes it's always said, but it is the difference from a lot of these protocols you see. And it's nice, like you say, these kind of things just to be able to give back a little bit. So huge credit.
Very good.
I mean, saying all that, I still want to win next week. So I'm going to be zapping about 4 or 5 times today, and we'll see what it's looking like at the end of the week.
So Danny is going to zap too, right?
Yeah, I'm zapping. I'm zapping hard. I've actually got some. I've got some BNB kicking around in a wallet, so I'm zapping hard.
Nice. I'll see what I do at my holiday. Let's see how crazy I get.
See how a few more rums, you just see that again zapped in hard. Remember, and as well, there's a little bit of confusion. So you can zap in exactly 100 and you'll be entered. So don't zap in 1,000. Enter 10 times. There's no limit. In theory, the same person could be on the wheel 8 times.
And the great thing it's 100 like on the dot, right? You don't have to calculate taxes, stuff like that. It's just 100 done.
$100. Remember as well, and so next week I think we're going to go back to MDB Plus. That's a great farm actually, because I think it also helps the APY of MDB Plus, right? So as well as it being a really sort of stable backing for the protocol. But we'll go to MDB Plus Auto Farm next week. But yeah, remember if you zap into the MDB Plus, you know 50% of that zap is stable as well, right? You're not. It's really 50% of that $100. I would call it a deposit rather than an investment, because I was looking at some figures yesterday. Binance, in terms of exchange volume, is the same, almost exactly the same. Within their volume's like trillions of dollars a year, but it's within a few percent of the next 9 combined. So yeah, it is confirmed. If there was a problem with Binance, we are all toast.
Yeah.
Relax. But yeah, so MDB Plus is basically a deposit. So you zap into MDB Plus, your probability of winning, considering that really it's a $50 investment. The other side of it is just it's money you can't lose, right? So it's an easy peasy decision.
And the APY is still in the 600s on that farm.
Yeah, I think that's an average over time. Though we are getting senior change, so it shows 7-day and all time on everything. Which, because it hurts us both ways. So the APY is actually, the opposite of the conversation we've been having a lot with a few characters, where they're saying, "Wow, the APY is going down." Well, the opposite's actually been happening with the standard pool. It's been going up, but it's not reflected in the number because it's an all-time average. And so the pool's been around for like 6 months. And so that APY is hard set over a long period of time, and it's jumped up a lot in the last 5 days. The problem is that it doesn't make that much of an impact on the average. So the opposite is actually happening. So we need to move to a 7-day and all-time sort of. So you can look at I think MDB Plus has that, so you can see what it's been from the start and what it's been the last 7 days. Yeah, you get like a recent view. Yeah. Cool. All right, I'll stop banging on. I've got zapping to do.
Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Gentlemen, have a lovely weekend.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Take care.
Take care, y'all.
Bye-bye.